Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I am talking all about our puppy, Frankie, and a little bit about her breed, the pros and cons of having a puppy, and kind of some tips and things that have been working for us. So if you want to know more about that, then just keep watching. Alright, so we knew that we wanted a dog that did not shed. We knew we wanted something that was affordable, not the price of a small car, and we wanted, just a family dog. And a medium one. We didn't want something huge. We didn't want a small dog. So I started researching and looking around Michigan in our area and just like searching different breeds and stuff. And so I came across the Aussiedoodle, which is Australian Shepherd mixed with Poodle. And a lot of doodles are what they call F1B, which is 3 parts Poodle and 1 part whatever else they are. So in this case, she's 3 parts Poodle, 1 part Australian Shepherd. And a lot of them are that way instead of just like half and half, because then they are more hypoallergenic, they're more non-shedding. And poodles are just so smart, so I'm just in love with her, and we love everything about her now. The first couple of months were super hard, but I'll talk about that in a second. But she is just such a good dog. She's a perfect fit for our family, and I'll kind of share why, and maybe an Aussiedoodle will be perfect for your family as well. So we did a lot of research first, so I definitely recommend doing that. Look at all the things that you and your family, if you have one, like want and need in a pet. Because not all dogs are the same, and it just really matters to research. So Australian Shepherds are super high energy and they need a lot of attention, and they don't want to be away from you. So if you're a 9 to 5 job person where your dog will have to be in a crate most of the day, an Australian Shepherd is probably not the best dog. We both work from home and we're home all day. We rarely leave and rarely have to crate her except for at night. So she does well because we're always around her. So the next, she needs a lot of energy. That was the next thing about Australian Shepherds that stood out. So we are outside a lot. We now have a fence so that she can run around, but she runs and plays outside a lot. She requires a lot of energy. She's kind of mellowing down just a touch, but she still plays a lot and needs a lot of running. And we also have a walking path, so we walk her around. It's like almost a mile, just short of a mile. And we try to do that once a day, sometimes twice a day. So they need a lot of energy, they need a lot of attention. And then poodles, the poodle aspect, they're just super smart. They're really highly intelligent and they're really easy to train. Like I've spent 10 minutes teaching her something and then she just has it for the rest. Like she just keeps that, and she has been super easy with that. And also, so with the Aussie and Poodle, just like positive reinforcement is super important. Don't ever like be aggressive or like negative punishment, I guess. Does that make sense? Because they like just like love you and they want to please you and they want to work for you. So punishing them is really bad. But anyways, that's kind of the basics about the breed. Let me check. I'm gonna link a video to what did I just say? I'm gonna link to a video all about Aussiedoodles so you can get a little bit more information too. It'll pop up somewhere in the corner so that you guys can watch that too after you're done with this one. But okay, for the size, it varies because there are different size Aussies and there's 3 different size poodles. So that just depends on your breeder and what dogs that they are using for that litter. Ours was a standard poodle with just a standard Aussie. So they said will be between 40 to 45 pounds, and I kind of did like this formula on like based on her weight at a certain age and like kind of calculated it, and that said about 45. So we're hoping that's what she'll be because that's a good medium size, but they can come here. But Aussies can be 35 to 70 pounds, I believe. That's what I read somewhere. They're a good medium dog, though. They're not huge by any means. Frankie's birthday was February 4th. She's down here, so she might pop in for a minute. Come here. Come. So she will be 5 months next Saturday, or on July 4th. Oh, 4th of July. I didn't even realize that. Hi. So she is, I don't know, probably halfway grown now, and she's probably 20 to 25 pounds. She's gotten huge since we got her. She was like a tiny little rabbit when we got her. She was so little, and she has grown so fast. But she is so good with the kids. Like at first, obviously puppies do a lot of like nipping and puppy biting, and that did not last long at all. She really got the hang of it and like knowing like you can't bite your humans. We have a 4-year-old and an 18-month-old for reference, so she has done really well with them, and they've done good with her too. They just kind of, you know, it took a couple months for them to get to know each other and learn how to act around each other, but they're all doing really well. We haven't had any issues with that. She has done pretty well with potty training. She had a couple issues in the beginning with parasites, so that I like don't counter, or I like don't factor, I guess, the first like month or 6 to 8 weeks in, because she had like tummy issues, which I'm sure were hard for her, and didn't help with potty training. So I would say now she's like 98% potty trained. She'll have an accident every once in a while, but it's always our fault, like we're not paying attention or being proactive with it. But she is finally to a point where she's doing pretty good. Come here. Oof. Another thing with the non-shedding aspect, like she does not shed, you know, when you're petting her and you're trying to like see if she sheds, she won't shed. But if I do brush her really well for like a good 5-10 minutes, a couple of hairs will fly out. So I won't say she's 100% non-shedding, but 98.8% non-shedding. So that's amazing. So I guess I'll go do a couple of pros and cons. So pros, her breed is just really, really smart, really friendly, really good family dog, and they just love to be around you. So I love the nature of this breed. A couple other pros, she has been sleeping in her crate since probably the first week we let her sleep in our room, because we didn't really know what we wanted to do. And then after that, we put her crate in our basement. Our basement is like fully furnished, and our living room is down there. It's not just like a weird cold and dark basement, basically is what I'm saying. But we put her, you know, in a separate area in her crate, and she sleeps all night, and she sleeps from like 10 to 7. It's usually her hours that she sleeps, and she does really well. She doesn't wake up. Again, at first with her parasite and stomach issues, she would have a couple accidents and pee and poop in the crate overnight, but now she doesn't have any issues with that at all. And then we do leave, like sometimes we'll leave, so she'll be in the crate for maybe 2 or 3 at 4 hours at the most, if we're gone doing something during the day, and she hasn't had accidents then either. So crate training has been awesome, and I don't bite, and I definitely recommend it to anyone getting a puppy. It's like your time to be like away from them, because it's so much work, so you just need that break. And it's also really good for them, like it's just their little space. It is their quiet time. They're just like little tiny home. The pro is that she loves car rides. She just loves being around us. I think that's the main part of it. And she's just not scared of it. So we have like a minivan, one seat's taken out. She has like the whole floor. We kind of anchor her down so she can't get too far. I don't know the proper, you know, rules and regulations on car seating your dog, but that's what we do, and it works good. So she loves that. She loves going for car rides, and that's awesome, because we do go like to the park. We go to the dog park. We have a beach that's dog friendly that we really want to go to soon. The cons, I would say, basically are just like cons of having a puppy. Like they pee and poop everywhere at first. They're not potty trained at first. And the nipping, so if you have small kids, that's kind of frustrating, but it doesn't last long. It goes by so fast. And those are really it. She has been such a good dog, and we all love her, and she really is just fitting in really well with our family. So we're really happy. Okay, so some tips on getting a puppy. If you are looking at getting a puppy and you have small kids, I would really just like evaluate how hard your day-to-day life is with like just getting out the door, you know, to go to the store. It's 10 times harder, because you either have to take the dog with you, or you have to take her down, put her in the crate, make sure she's ate and fed and all of that. So everything is a little bit harder at first. It gets easier, but if you have kids, it was just so hard. It was like way harder than I thought it was going to be. So evaluate that. Do your research on breeds and what dog would be best for you. Make sure you get everything ahead of time so that when you get the puppy and come home, everything is there and you don't have to like stop at the store with her or him, and you don't have to like just worry about having everything you need. Just make sure that you have it. So they had the puppy food at the breeder. She gave us some that they were using, so we already had that, but we got a crate, a bunch of toys, dog bowls. I can do a full list because I'm sure I'm gonna forget something, so I'll put that in the description with like links to what we've been using. Also with toys, like Walmart, Meijer, any store basically, even Walgreens has dog toys, but the best ones I will say have been from BarkBox. This isn't sponsored by them or anything, we just get it, and I think I might cancel it just to take a break because she has a bunch now, but BarkBox is really good. They have good treats and really good toys, like tough and durable toys, and they've all of her like favorites are the ones that we've gotten there. So next, so crate, okay, and then the last thing I think is, so we just got a wireless fence. We live in an area where we can't have a fence in our yard, so we had to get a wireless one, and we didn't want to dig a trench and bury wires all over, so we got one that just is like a box like this. We put it in our basement, and it kind of just puts a circle around our home, and she has a collar, and she learned that so fast. She got shocked maybe twice, maybe 3 times. But now she knows she can even go out without her collar, and we've only had it for like 2 weeks, maybe a little more than 2 weeks, but she can even go out without her collar, and she doesn't go past that boundary because she knows it already, and it just was so quick. So she's just really smart, and that I definitely recommend, especially if you have a kid, or if you have kids like I said. So just going out the door, before that fence I would have to find a leash, make sure that I have her, make sure I have the kids shoes, get all the stuff together, and then the dog just runs away. Like she loves all the neighbors, so she would just run to different houses. So now I can just let her out and she knows that she just has to stay. So that's been awesome. Oh, another con, I forgot about this one. It's kind of a big one. So if you have a yard that you love or a garden that you love, puppies like to dig. She has dug several holes all over. Luckily it's just in like our mulch situation, not out in the grass where it's kind of like ruining our yard, but she does dig a lot. I just thought of another one. So there is a really good Instagram account that I love to follow because he does different videos. It's called Hypothesis. I think that's how you say it, but it's a really good one. I'll try to put the name of it right here so you guys can check it out. He does little short and quick and easy and simple dog training videos, and they have helped us a lot. So with the digging, he has one on that. So you just, it's all about redirecting and then positive reinforcement. So treat when they're doing something good. But anyways, the other con is that if you love your yard, dog pee is like Roundup to the grass. It kills the grass. So my parents just told me about a treat that you can give them, and it's basically like a probiotic and an enzyme, and it's just a tiny little treat. You give them once a day, depending on the weight of the dog, but you give it to them, and it dilutes, I guess, I think it's the enzyme, something in the pee that kills the grass. It's called Grass Savers. I'll try to link that in the description too, but that we just started doing, and I think it's working. It works for my parents, but so I don't know, because we already have all the dead spots, so I think that it's working. I don't know, it might take a couple weeks, but I definitely recommend getting that if you guys don't want your grass to die all over. It's pretty bad. Another thing I forgot to mention, so we got her when she was between 7 and 8 weeks old, and that was super early. I definitely recommend waiting as long as you can if the breeder allows it, because she was just super tiny. I feel like it would have been a little bit easier if she was a little bit older and stayed with her mom a little longer, but we didn't know like what we were doing, so we just wanted to get her as soon as we could. But I definitely recommend waiting a little bit longer if you can. Thank you for watching this video. If you have any questions on anything I talked about, let me know. But I will try to link everything in the description. I hope you guys have a good day. Thanks. Bye.